Let's have a discussion of the top 5 characteristics of bad leadership to include character flaws, incompetence, dishonesty, shirking responsibilities, and laziness. As an informal student of leadership, I've spent my life studying leadership and observing the differences between good leaders and bad leaders. I recently posted a video about the 3 worst leadership styles, but today's video is a bit different because we aren't going to discuss styles of leadership. We are going to discuss the individual, human characteristics of bad leaders. Let's jump in with character flaws. A young man with a criminal mind runs out of a restaurant without paying his bill. He goes to the university and receives a first-class education. As an adult, he embezzles millions of dollars from hardworking Americans who invested their retirements with his fund. They lose everything, and he walks away with a slap on the wrist and millions in the bank. The point is that those with character flaws generally keep those character flaws their entire lives. Those scoundrels with small minds keep their crimes small, and those criminals with big minds are able to steal in huge ways. Cheating, sabotaging colleagues, family, friends, immorality, sexual deviance, selfishness, jealousy, addiction. If you see any of these bad characteristic traits in your life, then work on them immediately before it's too late. But I've generally observed that unless God gets involved and there is heartfelt repentance and a deliberate pursuit of truth, no one ever changes. Of course, we all know that he who is without sin should cast the first stone. But if you work with someone with a character flaw, then run away. They will likely never change, and one day you will be the fish, or their scapegoat, or their floor mat. When I was a future operations officer at the Combined Joint Special Operations Command Afghanistan, during my second deployment to Afghanistan, I had a fellow major show up to Bagram to serve as the lead planner for a special project. After a week of watching this guy accomplish nothing, I pulled him aside and I got in his face. "Hey dude, I want you to know that I think you're one of the stupidest officers in the Army and for sure the worst Green Beret in the regiment. Don't worry, your project is important, so I'll make it successful. But I'm going to make a step-by-step list of what you need to do, and I'm going to micromanage you like a second lieutenant. And then, when your project is done, I want you on the first thing smoking out of here, and I never want to see you again." I did end up micromanaging that knucklehead, and of course his project was successful. He did leave the day it was finished, but unfortunately for me, about 2 years later he got a battalion command, and yes, he became my boss. And you know what? He was incompetent as a major and double incompetent as a lieutenant colonel. Usually the leaders in the Special Forces community are first class, but this guy slipped through the cracks. He was selfish, dumb, immoral, and jealous of those with real abilities. He never learned any competence as a young leader, and therefore never developed any competence as he got older and more senior. Competence comes from abilities, which can be learned and trained. It also comes from experience. Leaders for sure need to be competent in their field. This is why it's important that leaders make learning a priority each and every day. But the fact is, no one person can ever know everything. There will always be information gaps, and this is why good leaders pick staff members and teammates with different skills. The skills and competencies of the other team members should complement those of the leader. Just as a great leader has competence and confidence in their knowledge and abilities, they also know their shortcomings and weaknesses. But the worst leaders are the ones who are incompetent. They don't have skills or knowledge. They don't know their job. They don't know their subordinate's job. They don't listen to advice. Rather than simply admitting that they aren't perfect and trying to learn as they go, they spend most of their time and do just about everything they can to cover up their insecurity over their lack of competence. I recently published a video about truth, where I say that widespread dishonesty is a disease that is consuming our country and the world. People lie to get ahead. They lie to make you feel better. They lie to tickle your ears. We don't need weak leaders who are cowards, who are afraid to tell us the truth. If you lie to your doctor, he will not have the full information required to make a good diagnosis. On the other hand, how would you feel if your doctor lied to you about your cancer prognosis? Imagine that he tells you everything is fine, when in fact you're expectant. I have found that those who lie to you also lie to themselves about their competence and abilities. So if the liar is you, then face reality. Stop being a coward and tell the truth. You don't have to be mean about it, but tell the truth. If the liar is someone else, then call them on it. Ask the hard questions. Don't accept their trash talk. I hate it when I see people shirk their responsibilities. In the office place, this is a leader with a shut door. A leader who points to everyone else but themselves. A leader who doesn't take ownership of their team, or office, or mission. In the family, responsibility shirkers are deadbeat dads who biologically father a child, but who walk out on their family. They're dirtbags who don't pay child support or alimony. This is a jerk husband who violates his wedding vow to love and cherish, who upgrades his old wife for a new wife and kicks out his old wife to fend for herself, get a job, to figure it out. I hate lazy fathers who abrogate their responsibilities. Their wives are forced to step up into their leadership vacuum created by them shirking their responsibilities. And on the female side of the family, it breaks my heart to see second wives who hate their new stepchildren. I call this the Cinderella evil stepmother syndrome, and it's more common than you think. No matter who we are and what we do, we all have duties and responsibilities. When we shirk our responsibilities, then things don't function as they should. So if you feel like you're running away from your responsibilities rather than embracing them, then you need to stop. The world is in desperate need of leaders to step up, men who man up. I've already made a video where I talk about working hard versus working smart. Some people row the boat and pull the oars with 100% effort. This is working hard. But what if they're rowing in the wrong direction? This is called working dumb. This is why it's more important to work smart than hard. But once you are working smartly and are pointed in the right direction, you better pull hard. One of the biggest inhibitors of success is laziness. People are too lazy to get off the couch, to go out there and to make healthy food, to exercise, to travel, to experience, to learn, to live, to lead. The enemy of the great is the good. So don't settle for life in front of a screen when a bit of hard and smart work will take your life to the next level. Okay, there you have it. A quick discussion of the 5 worst leadership character traits. What do you think is the worst characteristic of a bad leader that you have known? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to join my Life as a Special Operations team, and to forward this video to a friend who needs to see it. Life is a special operation. Are you ready for it?